Mayor?
She's coming.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'm really pleased to see so many of you in my great riding of Mississauga, Brampton South. And today we have gathered to come on, Mayor, on this side.
Help balance me out here.
Yes, balance it out. To announce a huge milestone in my riding that's a part of vital project that is Highway 410, the widening of Highway 410. I would like to say that this announcement, it's a huge milestone, and it is a demonstration of commitment of our government to deliver on key infrastructures across Ontario. And I have been asked to introduce our Minister of Transportation, Stephen Del Duca. He doesn't need any introduction. Everybody knows him. He has been crisscrossing the province for the last almost 4 years. And I want to share with you this thing, that this minister, he is very passionate about building vibrant and dynamic communities. Yesterday I was talking to him, Stephen, you were coming to my riding. You know what were his first words? His first words were progress. He's so passionate about progress and achievement. That's why he always keeps his eyes on the wall. And he strongly believes that when communities succeed, people succeed, Ontario succeeds. So please join me in welcoming Honourable Minister of Transportation, Mr. Stephen Del Duca.
Well, good morning, everyone. Of course, I'm very happy to be here with all of you in this wonderful part of the GTA here in Peel Region, specifically, of course, in Mississauga, I believe. Mississauga, of course, yes. I'm never 100% sure exactly where I'm standing at any point in time because we have so much progress that's being made here in Peel, here in Mississauga, and in Brampton, and right around the GTHA. And I want to, of course, begin by thanking Amrit Mangat for her introduction. But more than just her introduction, I want to thank Amrit because over the last 10 years, as the MPP for this incredible community, she has worked so hard and been a tireless advocate and champion for the people of Mississauga, Brampton South, and for the people of all of Mississauga and all in Brampton and all of Peel. And so I want to thank Amrit for hosting us here today, for the introduction and for her tireless efforts. And of course, to see Vic and to see Vic Dillon and Harinder Mali, our other colleagues from Brampton, here with us today is great to see. All of Peel Region has an extraordinary team at Queen's Park fighting hard on the side of the people of this community, on the side of the people of Peel, whether we're talking about transit or transportation or post-secondary or healthcare or education. These individuals, this team, is right at the forefront of making sure that they hold my feet to the fire so that we continue to invest in highway infrastructure, in public transit, and in so much more. And I want to thank them for their advocacy and for being here today. And of course, we're joined by our very dear friend, Her Worship Mayor Linda Jeffrey from Brampton. Now, Brampton is not only a neighbor of mine, as I'm very proud to serve as the MPP, but we know that Brampton is a growing community, and Mayor Jeffrey, who we've all known for some time, is working so hard for the community in Brampton, for the people of Brampton, to make sure that progress is being made. And I know that the Mayor and I have had many conversations over the last 3.5 years about the need to make sure that we do deliver, and we are going to deliver on two-way all-day GO service, to make sure that we do help Brampton invest more in transit, whether it's the doubling of the gas tax or the other conversations that have been ongoing, or the fact that starting just in a few weeks in January, for all residents in Brampton and in Mississauga and right around the GTA who transfer from GO Transit to the TTC, and there are 25,000 commuters right across the region who make that transfer on a daily basis. For those individuals, our provincial government will be making their transit commute significantly more affordable starting in January, because we're investing to cut their TTC fare in half when they make that transfer. And that means if you live in Brampton or you live in Mississauga and you make that transfer and you do it every single working day of the year, you'll save over $700 thanks to the Ontario Liberal government. But today we're here to talk about, as was mentioned a second ago by Amrit, an incredible milestone, an incredible achievement. And I was saying before that we started the official remarks this morning that about 3 years ago, give or take, my very first highway announcement as Minister of Transportation was relating to this project, was regarding this project, the much needed, long anticipated, long fought for widening of Highway 410 in Brampton and Mississauga. And I want to thank everybody who's standing up here today, from the mayor to the members of our caucus, who worked hard, who were relentless, who pursued this project, who worked with the ministry to make sure that we got this off the ground. So for me to be back here today, a number of months later, a couple of years later, to mark the fact that we are able to celebrate that we've made incredible progress here, because as you know, you can see it right behind us, 2 of the additional lanes, one northbound, one southbound general purpose lane, are now officially open to traffic. You can see it, you can see how well the highway is moving this morning, and I really want to say thank you to everybody up here for this incredible milestone. But that's not all the work and frankly, we can clap for that. That's really great news. The northbound and southbound lanes are now open. The general purpose lanes are now open. So just so everybody's completely clear about the total scope of this project, the work that's being undertaken and will continue to be undertaken, repairing and widening Highway 410 from 6 to ultimately 10 lanes. That's the work that's still going to go on. Constructing 8, you can hear how happy folks are. They're honking as they go by. Constructing HOV lanes in each direction, 7 bridge improvements, 2 new ramps at the Highway 401, 403, 410 interchange, 2 new high mast lighting, 2 new carpool lots, and other improvements, including the planting of over 30,000 shrubs and 3,000 trees. So, this is really tremendous news. I also want to point out, of course, we're joined by many representatives from our contractor partner, Aecon. I want to thank all of you for your incredible work, and I want to thank the skilled tradespeople, the hundreds and hundreds of jobs that have been created or sustained because of our investment in this project. But I want to thank Aecon and their team for their work. And of course, I want to thank the Ministry of Transportation and our staff every single day of the year in every corner of the province of Ontario. MTO staff are working hard. They've been doing it for 101 years, literally 101 years, since January of 1916, to make sure that this province has the Transportation Foundation to continue to thrive. But I'm also really, really proud to be part of a government that understands the critical importance of continuously, on a sustained basis, investing in transit and transportation infrastructure. As somebody who's lived in the GTHA my entire life, I've been a commuter in this region my entire life, I know, like all of our residents do, that for far too long we did not invest enough in transit and transportation. And that chronic underinvestment means that today we need to continue to move forward with investing, because we have to catch up and we also have to keep up because our population continues to grow. And it's exactly what your Ontario Liberal government is doing. Every single day of the week, everybody up here gets up and works hard and understands the critical importance of making sure that we get it right, because fundamentally, we are very proud to be on your side and to be fighting hard for all of you. And that's the work that motivates us, that's the work that inspires us, and that's the work that we're going to continue to focus on. So, thank you very much for having me here today. Thank you so much for, in this community, having the patience to see that we got this right. We're going to keep working on the HOV lanes. We're going to be back in fall 2018 to open those up. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day today in this balmy fall weather that we're having. And now I'm going to turn things over to Harinder Mali, and she'll say a few words. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I'm so pleased to be here today and welcome Minister Del Duca back here. I know that we've been very excited about these 2 lanes. I personally have been very excited about these 2 lanes. This is going to make my commute to Queen's Park a lot better, so you won't have to hear from me every day. Once again, our community is more than happy to have these 2 lanes open here. This is going to make life easier for Bramptonians, for our families, so that they can get home to their families a lot quicker. Thank you, Minister Del Duca. Thank you to everybody who's put all this effort in to making this happen and for us to be here to open these 2 lanes today. I want to take this opportunity to welcome Mayor Linda Jeffrey to the podium to say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Minister Del Duca, I think your first announcement was when it's my first year as mayor, so it's a nice anniversary to be back. So good morning, and I'm pleased to be here. And Brampton has been waiting a long time for this much-awaited announcement and investment in the 410 highway. Transit and transportation cannot be tackled by one level of government. It must be coordinated and properly funded by municipalities, the province, and the federal government. For those leaving and coming to Brampton every day, they truly understand the benefit of coordination and will benefit greatly from this 410 widening and the additional HOV lanes to come in the fall of 2018. As you can see, 410 is a major artery that connects jobs and investment to the city and the region. These 2 lanes will help our existing industry attract further investment and more efficiently move people and goods in and around the Greater Toronto Area. Our close proximity to the airport, our significant goods movement within and around the region, and the innovation super corridor between Waterloo and Toronto are all necessary to the connectivity and more efficient movement of people and goods throughout our city. As a provincially designated urban growth centre, Brampton is focused on urban intensification, developing our vibrant downtown, expanding human and health and life sciences industry, and best of all, we will soon be home to a new university. All of these priorities will attract more people, more jobs, retail, and commercialization, which will be well served by a stronger roads and transit infrastructure for our future success. I look forward to the additional 2 lanes in 2018, which will complete and strengthen what we have been able to achieve so far. So on behalf of the residents of Brampton, I'd like to thank Minister Del Duca, along with our local MPPs, Vic Dillon, Amrit Mangat, and Harinder Mali, for being advocates for the Government of Ontario, for continuing to make critical investments in our city. Thank you for the early Christmas gift. Thank you.
Happy to take questions if you have any, but you'll have to speak loudly. Sorry, I can't hear you.
To get a full interchange here at Courtney Park.
I'm really sorry, I couldn't hear that. You can come closer. You can come closer. A full interchange here at Courtney Park on the 410. So I don't know off the top of my head, but we'll be happy to get you that information as soon as we're done here today. There we go.
Thank you very much. I hope they...
Just shout.
We heard ourselves.
Yeah, come close.
Minister, it's always good to see projects coming to fruition, because I was here when you came to
That's right.
launch this wonderful highway 410 extension. A couple of things. One is related to drive test centers.
Yes.
Brampton and Mississauga, they are thriving communities, but they have only one drive test center.
I've heard.
There are 6 renewal centers, that is where you mentioned, in Brampton, and we have people lining up on weekends. There are 2 hours, 3 hours of wait without inadequate facilities. So what is the ministry doing? I know it is privatized, it is given to small folks.
Yeah, so it's a great question. So on that topic, I've heard very loudly and very clearly from Vic and from Harinder and from Amrit and the rest of our Peel team, and also some of our colleagues from York Region, about the challenge that's being faced in York as well. So I can say that the ministry is very well aware. We've been in discussions with our contractor partner, with Plenary Serco. We provided them with some direction around additional resources that they need to provide as per the contract in order to make sure that we are giving the level of service to our residents that they deserve. And I anticipate that I'll be back in Peel in the near future with an additional update and some additional good news. So stay tuned for that. But I want everyone to understand, Vic and Harinder and Amrit and the rest of the Peel Liberal team have really been pushing hard to make sure that we get an answer back to the community as soon as possible, and we will.
One follow-up question. As you know, winter is just around the corner. We are expecting a heavy, as per weather network, a very heavy winter on highways. So how is the Ministry of Transportation ready for highway maintenance during winter?
Yeah, no, another great question. So over the last couple of years, the Ministry of Transportation has been working very hard with all of our contractor partners, and also in terms of raising awareness amongst the traveling public about the importance of being safe during winter on our roads and highways. So we've added significant investments to the number of, for example, plows and salters and spreaders that we have right across the province, including here in the GTA. We've had some real positive movement with our contractor partners around making sure that they're properly equipped, that they're ready to go, both in terms of the staff complement that they need and in terms of the materials and the resources they need so they can deploy quickly. So I feel really optimistic this year. I felt good last year. I thought we had a positive improvement in performance last year. I feel very optimistic that this year the program will continue to be strengthened and continue to grow. And I would also say, as I'm fond of saying, we need to make sure that when we're traveling on our roads and highways, we need to drive according to the conditions at all time. If you're on the 410 or any other highway in the region or right across the province, and a plow is trying to do its job and clear the highway, no one should ever try to pass a plow. And fundamentally, you have to plan ahead, be aware of the circumstances and the weather conditions, and drive according to those conditions. But working really, really hard, MTO and our contractor partners are ready for the winter that we don't hope is that bad, of course, because today's a nice sunny day. But at some point, we know, as the saying goes, winter is coming. So, great. Thanks very much, everyone. Yeah, Vic, we're going to do a picture.